Hey, what's up, guys? VisualTrades here. Right now we're at 3860 on the day. It's November 10th, 2021. I wanted to talk about a couple of things, really. So, what we had going after post earnings is I said there was going to be a setup where I said this in the last video, where it's kind of a known rule where you have a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing going on. And in conjunction with my what's it called? Fuck. In conjunction with my reasoning as to why I use like time zones in order to the Fibonacci time zones in order to see if we'll have any reversal signals. This is part of the reason why I don't look at the price by the day, but I look at where it opens the following Mondays. So let me just get into it. I personally believe that we don't have to see a hard test of the 50s anymore, and that with the right amount of volume and the right amount of excitement behind it, we could actually breeze right through the upper trading range at this resistance of 52.83. And then what that would allow us to do, let me just do this real quick, because I drew this fib wrong. Sorry. What that will allow us to do is go into the previous supply zone. The previous supply zone of the consolidation that we saw in June, and work out the resistances there before we break into all-time highs. Now, I talked about with the trend last time that in order to confirm that we are still in a bullish trend, well, we will have to see higher lows and higher highs. In a sense where you look at this reversal that happened at 33.88, and if you were to kind of channel this into something, oops, am I doing this right? Hold up. My bad. Sorry. For the trend line. There we go. Okay. The only reason why I'm drawing it off of this wick is because we did bounce off of it. However, judging by the looks of the downside and the relative strength of it, I do believe that we could snap below this trend, but let me get into the reason as to why I believe I'm right to create my fib retracement right here. This is just all theory, really, because again, I like to see the price manifest itself throughout the week, so that way I'm not judging my thesis off of micro movements, because it doesn't define the bigger picture. Basically what you have here is sort of a similar setup to what you had off of the swing low, where it created a reversal where we did confirm a higher low, and then we went into a higher high, which put us in the range of wanting to test these resistances for our next leg up if we were to respect the trend line. Now, the same similar sort of setup kind of happened off of this swing, where you had the higher low confirm and a test of the middle of the 1 and the 0.786 retracement levels were hit off of that high. Now, if you were to take that same pattern off of this low that was formed before we broke into a new swing high, and then we kind of retracing to a top before breaking down below. I do believe that we are currently around the bottom. Hopefully it doesn't go below this wick, but hopefully I'm proven correct with us being around the bottom of this move, moving forward. Judging by the looks of it, you know, you have a lot of catalysts in the market right now, especially with, like, you know, the whole Tesla sell-off that kind of, you know, tanked the market, kind of scared the market a little bit. And then you also had the earnings where, you know, you had a lot of people selling off afterwards, which is, you know, pretty textbook of what's to come post earnings. However, you know, my conviction remains the same in terms of, you know, you have a lot of institutions behind this, and this stuff like this doesn't happen for no reason. I personally believe that what you're seeing is like last points of support in a macro bull trend, based off of prior trend lines that aren't present on this chart but date back to many months ago. And I'm sorry, it's because, like, usually I have time to think about this after the market is closed, but just kind of like doing this on the fly here. But I mean, judging by this, you know, if we were to make a similar move off of this top, let's see. Just make sure I'm doing this right. Give me a second. If we were to make a similar move to swing back up in correlation with this trend that we have going on right now, I would suspect that the next time we do see a reversal and it's a strong, you know, move to the upside over the span of a couple of days, that we would be retesting 48.50 around there, which makes sense. You know, I've been calling that. In terms of my macro predictions, I did say on November 9th that we were breaking close above 44, which we did, which indicates that it is possible for us to reach those levels again. What ended up happening with this is I thought we would see further strength past 46. We almost got there, so I will say that I was wrong on that prediction. So let me go ahead and put a cross there. I gotta fucking search it up. No, not. There we go. Jesus Christ. Because I'm on a fucking PC, so, like, it's not really possible for me to do that. Alright. So technically I was wrong on that prediction in terms of the macro sense. And because I was wrong on that prediction, now it starts to affect and trickle down all these macro dates here. What I wasn't expecting was these variations of moves in between opening and closing weeks of the prices. Because I started to realize that, you know, on Mondays it would open up, you know, at the same exact fib levels that you would see over here. But the problem is, you know, this is why I say, like, we're retail and, you know, the institutions are using Wyckoff against us, because I make these convictions based off of what I see, and they could easily just throw a redistribution in your face, you know what I mean? But they're all going to the same goal, you know what I mean? Like, you know how you, like, kind of do this, but the average is this. So, like, your starting point, your ending point will always remain an average, even though you go through all these swings and shit. Well, all those swings is to affect our emotions and our thesis and our conviction. into thinking like, oh, okay, we can see this going to 52. So I will admit that I was susceptible to the bullshit when I saw the fib levels being hit. Now the fib levels are still respectable, but I have to do it in a macro sense because trying to do the technical analysis on anything other than like the hourly charts or the day charts will kind of screw with your conviction, you know, to the point where it's like it'll make you start rethinking whether or not your bullish thesis is correct. Then the two things that gives me hope with this is one, that we still do have confirmed higher lows, and then on top of that, the macro indicators still look super bullish. We've yet to have a crossover on the 3-day, and then on the 1-day, it kind of looks like what we saw in mid-May prior to us having that violent rip up, which is why I was like, volume is also picking up substantially. Well, not really, but you know, just enough to where it's bumping up our average a little bit. And then there was one thing I wanted to mention. Fuck. There was another thing that relates to the bullish thesis. I said confirm high lows. Macro indicators are all bullish in a sense. I'm trying to think. Fuck. Oh yeah, and the macro time zones are still lining up pretty well. I would not be surprised if we did see further upside heading into this range. You guys saw this like maybe at the beginning of what's it called? You guys saw this at the beginning of when I started my YouTube and everything like that. I gotta change this. Oop. Let me see. I'll just leave it at that. You guys saw this at the beginning of my my thesis, where you know I tried to call this out weeks ago. I was like, okay, well, judging by the strength of this move, we should see a test of 52 by the week of November 8th. And we ended up getting a high of, I want to say it was like 46 or 47 something at one point. No, I think it was like 46. Let me see. Yeah, high of 45.95. So essentially 46, which isn't bad. I'm not mad at that because it did create this neckline for this huge inverse head and shoulders. I believe what we're currently doing is trying to test whether or not we could respect the neckline we just broke, which is creating like this downtrend-ish thing where you're kind of like riding the neckline before you test the upper resistance. And see, this is why I need to do more research on patterns, because I'll be the first to say that I'm not really strong when it comes to remembering patterns off the dot. But goddamn, I'm trying to remember the name of this pattern. See, this is why I'm saying not financial advice, because as much as I'm, you know, trying to figure this out with everybody else, you know, I'm trying my hardest not to like watch other people's videos and try to get other convictions and shit. Like, I'm not about that. Like, I'm learning as well. I will be the first to admit that. So, but you know, hopefully the TA is doing something for you guys, because you know, it's helping me as well. You know, try to get these convictions together. But nonetheless, I believe we are showing that we can hold the strength of the neckline that we just broke out of this. I always credit Jen Collado for pointing out this pattern to us, because in all honesty, I think he was the first one to call it out. That's just my opinion. So now you have this 1, 2 break test, I'm thinking that we have this 1, 2 break test sometime before the 22nd, hopefully. Or, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm hoping sometime before, let me write this down. 22nd November, break of macro neckline from 72 high to new higher high of 46. I'll just say week of, there we go. Okay. So, and this is part of the, trading, realizing that you're wrong, moving on from your mistakes, and then not in terms of the overall picture, but in terms of like, moving forward. Like, we're not wrong. We're not wrong. This is still a very bullish pattern that's forming here, but it's just in the sense where it's like you expect one thing to happen, like maybe 70% of it happens, but because it didn't happen to its fullest capacity, then you have drawbacks moving forward because you had all these predictions lined up based off of that one thing happening. So it's like a trickle-down effect. I have no problems rearranging that, but we'll see where we hold up. Hopefully we can close the day with a little bit of strength. But I do expect that in the coming weeks that we see a break of the neckline formed from the top of June 2nd. We already diminished this as anything relevant to the neckline of this trend. Could kind of say something like this. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's respectable. So the June 2nd high all the way to our high of 46 that we did form. Just taking a look at shit here. This is interesting as fuck too, because what's weird is like I'm like seeing this same pattern. What the fuck? Hold on. I don't want to say anything, but kind of caught my eye. I'm like, what the fuck? The only problem with it is that it's not at the same level. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe, hold on, let me do something real quick. You guys are gonna see this shit live. I'm gonna see if I can try to recreate these necklines and see if maybe that's the reason why it's higher right there. So you have the 1, 2 right here. Do this. And it never even came down to test that. And then I'll do this. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Let me go ahead and delete that. Actually, fill that yellow. Whatever the fuck. Maybe. Again, like that. Another reason was like why I don't operate in what's it called? Why I don't operate off of daily price action, and I just try to see where the week closes out. There'll be times where we just swing low and then jump really high all of a sudden, and then you kind of have just a push of volume come out of nowhere, and I truly do believe that, you know, Wyckoff is being used against us to shake us out of our position. You know, I have no doubts about that, along with market bleeding conditions and, you know, just the overall general health of the market right now. I mean, the SPY is down like fucking 1%. That's pretty fucking high. So, you know, just a bunch of outside. See, like, what's so crazy about this is, like, you know, if these catalysts didn't happen where you had, like, you know, earnings, and then you also you compound the whole Elon sell-off and then the SPY tanking, I generally do feel like we would be in the same position, which leads me to believe that I feel like a really strong move is coming. I mean, this is a, see, I don't want to say anything that I don't do proper research behind. I'm pretty sure though that this is a bullish candle. Pretty sure. I don't want to say anything that I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure that's a bullish candle if we saw something confirming us tomorrow that we could see some more upside. What's bugging me is it's like a similar setup on the MACD daily as well. And then another thing that if you look at the 3-day, the last time we crossed on the 3-day coming from a downtrend, we immediately went into our next leg. And it you know, just hear me out on this. I mean, they look so similar in terms of the touches, and I feel like it was on its way, and it's still showing that it's on its way based off of the strength of the MACD line wanting to flip over the signal line. But I don't know, man. I mean, in all honesty, maybe these aren't invalid, but I feel like we're just seeing the effects of, oh, we respected it. Fuck yeah. Cool. I just think we're seeing the effects of too many outside catalysts and just fucking with us, you know what I mean? But I also believe that this is their load up zone, and I think they'd much rather do it at 38 than they would closer to this neckline. I don't fucking know. You know, this all up for speculation. I still have my price targets. I'll leave them up just in case any of them get hit in the coming days. If not, I'll just make a new draft. But don't get shooken out just because a day didn't go your way. Oh my God, we just saw a 1% reversal. The fuck is going on? Holy shit. Yeah, don't get shaken out of your position just because things don't go right your day, because, you know, overall everything is bullish. I saw Jen Collado do this real quick. I think he had an indicator called the MFI. There you go. Isn't this what you call a bullish divergence? Where you have the money flow indicating that it wants to send price up, but the price is currently shifting down. So oh my God. Okay, hold on. It's not even at the halfway point anymore. So what this is saying is, like, it wants to see bullish price action, but the chart doesn't show that. So it creates a divergence where it means like opposites from the trend itself. So the money going in is opposite from the trend itself, and it creates this conflict where it's like, well, how the fuck is the price going down if the money coming in wants it to go up? So what you'll see is a play on that throughout the days to come. And these are 3-day candles. One sec. Yeah, don't pay attention to the time zones on these. These are 3-day candles. So you see how they kind of like fucked up? Hold on. Let me see something. Well, actually, let's do this. Let me see something. Because if this is like the big daddy of the macro indicators, then it could be easier for us to identify our low. Oh, our low is right here. Hold on. Let's see something. What the fuck? And then we've just moved into the 13 to 21 zone off of the top. Hold the fuck up. Okay, and chill up. Whoa, that's freaky. This would technically be the swing low, I think. This is why I bought March calls. Yeah, these time zones would be fucking me up, man. Let me go ahead and undo this and spend more time on that, because I don't want to give you guys a rough estimate, or, you know, have you guys' convictions, man. Okay, now that's damn near trend reversal. That looks like trend reversal. That candle right there looks like a trend reversal. Again, I don't know the names of the candles. I just, sometimes I'll look up, what's it called? I'm still trying to figure all this shit out, man. That's fucking insane. I forgot what they call this fucking candle, man. See, like, I'll study these fucking candles and the patterns and shit, and then at a moment's notice, I fucking forget in the moment. I'm like, god damn. But this is definitely like some bullish price action to end the day. I would love to see this turn green. I hope. Over the next 2 days, I would hope this candle turns green. If it does, then that should set us up real nice for next week to see some reversals. I don't know who called it out, but I remember someone saying they would see bleeding come this week. But yeah, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Overall, you know, I mean, I still remain bullish. I mean, we've proven way too many times in the past that we're able to continue a bullish trend, even though it historically, I mean, even though it looks bearish. I mean, you had a similar setup right here, where you had this neckline got broke. We followed this neckline a little bit too much, if you ask me. And then we broke into the next one. We're following, and then I feel like we're gonna see some price action to break us above this, and then this is what's gonna send us off. Hopefully sometime in late November or early December is what I'm betting on. I drew these time zones eons ago, so I would hope it falls in between this time, which is funny because I didn't do this on purpose, but the time zone itself falls in between, what's it called? The last day of the December 17th 145s. And a similar setup kind of happened where those June 40th calls, I mean, what? Those June 40 calls were expiring like 3 days before we squeezed. I remember someone getting in on those weeklies. I think you have a similar set. Look, man, you know, it's all left for speculation as of right now. I need to see more price action. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little mid-market video. Like, I'm not gonna put a thumbnail for this. I don't think this is a really official video. It's just kind of me working things out. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.